Hi, this is Katie at Decatur Public Library. I'm going to be doing a craft video for you today, hopefully with materials you already have around your house. I've really been missing my craft people and doing my craft lessons, so I had to share one with you. Hopefully this will brighten your whole day. Today we're going to be making this paper dahlia. This is something that you could use as a wreath if you wanted to add a ribbon and hang this from your door. You could do that. You can use them, I've seen them used as decorations for parties. If you just wanted to put some in your house, give them as gifts. There's lots of uses for these, and the really great news is that they're easy and simple to make, even though they look gorgeous. So the things that you're going to need for this are just some colored paper. I used cardstock for mine, but if you wanted to use construction paper, you could do that too. I wouldn't probably go as thin as printer paper because I think it's going to be hard to get it to stand up. But don't go really thick cardstock because that's also tricky. So you have to find that happy medium. I was able to pick up a couple of packages of paper from the craft store. I picked up a pack like this and a couple other different color packs, and this would easily make a couple of these depending on what colors you choose. So you can pick up something like this. It's just a Paper Studio paper, and that would be enough for you to use. And then you need some sort of base. I have just made a cardboard circle to use. This one's about 8 inches wide. This is one that I made at home, and it's about 10 inches wide, so you can, either way is okay. What I used to make these was a Ritz crackers box. So grab some of your recycling and cut out some circles, and that's all you really need for the base. If you're going to use thin cardboard like a Ritz box or like a cereal box, I would double it up is my only suggestion, because this is quite a bit thicker, but you might have a box like this lying around, I'm not sure. So you need your base and you need your paper, and you'll need a hot glue gun and glue sticks, and that's about it. So I'm going to pause this and then get started putting this together for you. Okay, I'm back. So once you have your materials, the first thing you're going to need to do is cut all of the squares that you're going to use to make your cones. So the whole flower is made up of a bunch of these cones. So these are just squares. So you'll start by cutting those. I have a cutter, a paper cutter that I use that makes it a lot easier. Even my kiddo likes to help me with that, so it's a good thing to get your kids involved with too if you want. So you'll need 18 of 2 colors. So 18 for me, I'm using, you'll pick 4 colors to start. And you'll need 18 of the 2 darkest colors, 14 of the next color, 7 of the lightest color, and then you'll actually make 5 that are 3 by 3 instead of 4 by 4. So these are going to be littler, you can see the difference. So this is a 4 by 4, this is a 3 by 3. They're all squares. So again, those numbers, and I'll put this in the comments, you need 18, 18, 14, 7, 5, and 5 is the 3 by 3. And to make these into cones, the easiest thing to do is just kind of fold it into a basic cone shape. I'm here to tell you that what the bottom of this looks like does not matter. You're going to cover that up. As you can see, you're only seeing the top part of these cones. So the bottoms of some of mine are pretty gnarly, and that's okay. So don't worry about that. So I am just going to, once I have this in this shape, I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue, put a little bit of hot glue there, press it, press it from the inside, seal it up. And that's it. That's how you make these. I'm going to make one more for you, and then I'll show you how to start getting them put together. So what I do is just take the two of the corners, kind of make them meet each other and overlap like that. Notice the bottom kind of doesn't look great, but that doesn't matter because we're not going to see that part. Little hot glue, just a little bit there. Fold it over. If a little hot glue sticks out, that's okay. We're going to hide it, or we're not going to see it anyway. Okay, so after you have done that a whole bunch, then you can start putting this together. So I'm going to put these over here. So I took all the strings. I took my base, and you want to start gluing these. This is your darkest color. You're going to go from darkest to light. So you can see that here. Or, I mean, really it's whatever you want to do, but that's what I'm doing. I think that gives it a cool effect. We'll see when we're done. So we're going from the darkest color to the lightest, and I have sort of this gray, I have this burgundy, I have this lighter pink, and then I have this peach color. I'm hoping it's going to look awesome, but we'll see. I love the pinks and the grays together. I think that's really on trend right now. Okay, so once you get all of those made, you're going to take the base, you're going to start gluing them to it. I glued these about 2 inches in from the edge of the circle, so I thought I would just do a couple more for you to finish this out. So I'm just putting the hot glue, I'm out of hot glue, putting the hot glue on the cardboard, and just putting this guy on there. One thing to keep in mind, if you smash the end of it down a little bit, that's okay. You kind of want all of the points to be going the same direction. Some of mine aren't, but ideally these are kind of going in the same direction, if you see what I mean, so that it looks kind of uniform. And again, you're going to cover all of this up, so none of that matters. So it looks like I'm using a slightly smaller base than the recipe calls for, so you might not need quite as many. I have about 4 of these dark ones left, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so this is what it should look like after you've got your first color done. Pretty simple. And what we're going to start doing now is we're going to take the next darkest color, and these are going to go in here. So what you're going to do is they go between each of the ones you already have glued, and they also go in probably maybe an inch past the tip of the first one. So I'll show you what I mean here. So like that. So it's down a little bit from these are going to keep going in as we go. And what you're going to find starting with this layer is that you're going to have to smash the bottom of your cones a little bit to get them to glue down, because they're resting on top of the first layer. So that makes it a little bit trickier, but it's okay because that's what we're doing. So I'll do a couple more and then pause and come back when it's time for the second layer, or the third layer, I'm sorry. So you just kind of want to hold that until it's not going to move anywhere. like that. Do one more. And for this one, I am actually putting the glue on the cone itself rather than the cardboard because it's a little easier to place them that way. Got glue all over my fingers. There are cool hot glue guns available if you want to try this with your kids. I'm sure you can order them online so that you don't have to go to the store. But there is a such thing as a cooler glue gun. You just have to work a little bit quicker with it. But it does make it a little bit more kid friendly. Okay, so this is what it's starting to look like. So I'm going to pause again and finish this layer so that I can show you what happens with the next layer. Okay, I'm back. So I've got my second layer in, and I started on my third layer because I wanted to be able to show you that this is where you're going to really you kind of have been probably having to smash the ends of these cones to get them in here. And this third layer, things get a little more squished. You're just kind of running out of room at this point. So when you put these in here, you're definitely going to be smashing the bottoms of them. So I'll show you how a couple of those go. Kind of place it in there, and then it's already got the glue on it, so then I'm just kind of smashing it down with my finger here. Make sure it, because you kind of want this to be flat so that your other color can lay in there. Those kind of just get set in there. Let's do a couple more here. And while I'm doing this, I'll take the opportunity to mention that if you haven't already, check out our e-resources on our website. We've got tons and tons of great free books, free ebooks, free movies through Hoopla, free books through several different apps. You can put those on your computer, you can put them on your smartphone, you can put them on your Kindle, tablet. So that includes children's books as well. So there's lots of great free resources on our website if you have a Decatur card, or you can get an electronic card and use our resources as well. So definitely check that out. Hate to pay for things that you already are entitled to because you are a card holder. So those free ebooks definitely will make this time go a little bit faster. Hopefully we'll be done soon. Okay, so you can see how this is going. So I'm going to take another break, finish this layer, and then come back. Okay, alright, so now we've got 3 layers in here. This is what it looks like. So these, as you can see, I had to smash all of the bottoms of those to get them in, but that's kind of what you have to do at this point. So now you should have your 7 of the bigger ones and then 5 or so of the 3 inches of this color. So these go in pretty easily. At this point, you're probably getting it pretty well. I'll just kind of do a couple here. These you really have to smash down quite a bit to get them in there. Probably like 2 inches or so of that point is actually smashed. A good guide is that you don't want them, you want them kind of just barely poking over the other color. So you don't want them to be too far, you don't want them too far out there. That's why you're smashing those down a little bit in the middle. And this layer goes pretty quick. So do a couple more here. And you can even do what I did a couple places when I did my 3rd layer was if there were certain ones that I felt like weren't laying right, you can add a little bit of glue in between those layers too, just to kind of glue the one cone to the next, and that helps keep them in place as well. And if it's easier for you to just like smash it ahead of time before you glue it in there, that's fine too. Again, you're not seeing any of this part. You're gonna just see the ends of those cones. So you can kind of see what it's looking like now. Yeah, just a couple more of these and then we'll put the little ones in there. Yeah, maybe one or maybe two left. You'll just have to decide when you get here what looks best. You may have slightly different numbers than I do, which is fine. Like I say in my actual craft classes, there's no crying in crafts. Just make it beautiful, make it the way you want it to look. One more of these and then we're going to be able to nest the other ones. Ooh, this is tight. So this is definitely a case, I don't know if you can see this, where this one is not laying very well. So I am going to kind of cheat a little bit and glue him to the ones next to him so that he will lay for me a little bit better. A little bit like that. And then we can just stick a couple of these little ones in the very middle and we will be done. This is such a fun craft and so easy to do, as long as you don't mind getting glue all over your fingers. After you're done, you can kind of pick all those little glue trails off of there. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna barely fold this one a little bit just to get them in there. Just a couple little guys. Gotta kind of stick them in there. Probably don't need very many of these. You might not use all of the cones that you made, but that's okay. Better to have them ready than not. And I'm also using a slightly smaller base than the original, I guess you could say, recipe called for. So I think I'm going to be able to get, you can kind of see what I've got. I think I'm going to get maybe two more in there and then we'll be done. Yep. Kind of hard to get in there. Maybe I have to take something and press down a little bit. Okay, I think one more will do it. This is so pretty. I love the colors. Very kind of autumn actually. I was gonna say spring, but not really very springy. I just really liked the burgundy and the gray together. There we go. Alright, so I had two of these guys left. Got a couple more over there. Looking good. And there you have it. There's your dahlia. That's all there is to it. It's pretty easy to do, and it looks stunning, I think. And now it's ready to hang on your door, or you can hang it on your window for people walking outside, or you can gift it to someone maybe who's working in the medical profession right now who needs a little something to brighten their day. We love our first responders and our medical staff. My heart goes out to all of them. So I've loved doing this with you. This has been a lot of fun, and I hope that you can do this at home. And if you have any questions, Feel free to email the library at info@decaturlibrary.org is a good way to get questions to us. You can also leave us messages on our Facebook page. You can send us messages through Facebook at Decatur Public Library Facebook. And I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will be doing more of these videos in the future. If you have ideas or things that you want to see, definitely let me know. Thank you.